Hi guys, and welcome to this week's edition of Grappone Drive, and thank you, and I am sorry it took us this long to finally get the Honda Ridgeline that I had promised way back when they first came in, and then they've just been selling like hotcakes. I haven't gotten one, but I finally did, and not only did I get a Ridgeline, but I got the nicest one you can get, the Black Edition. So we're going to check out, it's an all-new truck this year, see what the Black Edition has to offer over the other ones, and see some of the other many amazing features that come available on this year's Honda Ridgeline. Stay tuned. There's only one engine choice on the Ridgeline. You get a 3.5 liter Honda VTEC V6. It's good for 280 horsepower and 262 pound-feet of torque. Driving it around, I almost feel like Honda has underrated those numbers because it feels a lot more powerful than what they're saying. You can get front or all-wheel drive. The RTLE and the Black Edition, which are the two top-of-the-line editions, only come with the all-wheel drive, so if you get that, just plan on that in your head. And they all come with a standard 6-speed automatic transmission, which does have a little bit of control on it, so you can kind of play around with it a little bit. With the combination that we have today with the all-wheel drive, you're going to get 18 miles per gallon in the city and 25 on the highway. So it's just about equal to the Pilot, which is what this is based off of. And we're going to drive it around today and see how it does as we go. The interior of the Ridgeline is a very familiar place if you've been in a Honda product recently, especially the newest edition of the Pilot. It's essentially a carbon copy of the new edition of the Pilot. Not a bad thing, because that's a very utilitarian vehicle. It's meant for families, it's meant for being in it and out of it all the time, and stowing things and stashing things, and it's also meant to be comfortable for long hauls. So you've got all of that DNA from the Pilot brought now here into the Ridgeline, which is great. Here on the Black Edition, it is the top of the line. It's equal to the RTLE. The only difference here on the Black Edition is we have all those black accents on the outside, which I'll kind of point out as we go around. Black wheels and chrome grille and whatever. Here on the inside, we have everything black. So the seats, the headliner, the dash, whatever, it's all black, and you can kind of see red accents everywhere. So the stitching here on the seats and the steering wheel, it's perforated leather, it's red underneath. This is a weird red and black combination here on the center console. And all the gauges and everything are red as well, to just kind of give it a different look than the standard Ridgeline. But it's really nice cabins. We've got the leather wrapped steering wheel. This one is heated. We've got heated seats here in the front. The nice Honda touchscreen system with navigation, phone, Apple CarPlay, all of that. The Honda Link too, which helps you use apps on your phone. And what's cool, and I'll show you afterwards, we have the truck bed audio, which is an awesome thing. It's exclusive just to this truck. It turns the entire rear bed into a speaker. It has these special actuators all built into it. It's amazing. I've used it before. It's one of the coolest tailgating party tricks you could ever have, so I'll point that out. But there's just a lot of nice things. We've got tri-zone climate control, automatic, auto dimming mirror, moonroof, and then the whole Honda Safety Sense package, which I'm going to talk about when we're driving, and I'll show you a little bit, the best I can, how to use it, or how it works rather. Everything though is very comfortable. Power, you know, lots of storage and whatnot. We've got power outlets and USBs up here in the middle, up in the center console, got them in the back, and it's a large back seat as well. Good driving position here. I have a power seat, so I can really adjust it quite a bit, but even on the regular non-power editions, I've gotten to kind of play around with those a little bit. Still a comfortable seat, a lot of adjustment, and because it's a Honda product, they are really good about making sure you have a nice open greenhouse, so I can see around the truck very easily. The hood drops off nicely, so I can see in front of me, I can see out the back. There's a large rear window that slides open, so a lot of airiness of space inside the cabin, which is really great. And now I want to show you the back seat, so let's hop in there and see how much room that we have. The back seat here in the Ridgeline is very comfortable, and it's very much like the Pilot, which is to make sense because it's built off the Pilot. So we have the nice large flat bench seat back here. You could definitely fit 3 people across it, no problem. We have cup holders and cubbies here in the door, seat back pockets, and cup holders more in the center armrest here. They're rather small, so it'd be maybe a can or something. You're probably going to use these ones here in the door more often, but you get a little cubby you can put various things in, sauce for chicken nuggets or something, I don't know, but you can do that. We have our climate control, the USB port, so you can keep your items charged, and it's a 2.5 amp, so you can do something like a tablet or whatever. Have my own headrest here. We have it for the center as well, and the latch for the car seats. It's a decent sized back seat. I can put my feet under the front seat, no problem, and it is a flat load floor here, so you can have those 3 people and the middle person doesn't suffer with having to deal with the hump on the floor. There's also a good amount of headroom here. We do have the moonroof here, but it's sculpted out back here, and this is pretty much where it would be even if we didn't have the sunroof. And you can see I have a good amount of headroom here, what, fist, a little over that. So that's decent as well. Plenty of knee room. This seat would actually have moved back if I had shut the truck off, because it does have the easy entry exit on this model. And it moves it back a couple of inches so that you can get in and out easier. Another cool thing about the back seat here is if you lift up this pull handle, it's got the Honda Magic seat. So you lift that up, and both of those seats totally go all the way up, and that flat load floor continues on. So you have, it's about 3 cubic feet extra space if you flip those up, which that in itself isn't anything too wow. But what's nice is that because it has that large floor now opened up from floor to ceiling, you can put something large in the back. So you can actually fit a full-size mountain bike in there. But if you had something that you wanted to keep secure, such, I don't know, maybe you went out and bought a flat screen TV and you need to go grocery shopping as well, you want to keep that secure, instead of throwing it in your bed here and worrying that someone's just going to come and swipe it, you can throw it back here, lock the truck, and you know that you're good and your items are safe. So that's a really nice feature. All you have to do is pull that down, it's good to go, it locks itself back in, and you can be off. Honda has a lot of innovations here in the bed of its truck. One of these is the tailgate itself, which you can open regularly or sideways like a car, which is really cool. And if you come over here, this is the composite bed, which is really nice. Honda actually did the rock drop test, kind of like some of the competitors have been doing against each other, and they dropped the load of, I can't remember if it was rocks or cinder blocks, but either way they dropped it in here, and it didn't really do anything to the bed. It kind of scratched it up a little bit, but there were no dents, there were no real gouges or anything, because it's composite, not metal. So that was awesome. It shows the strength of it. One of my favorite things though is this right here. It's the in-bed trunk. So you can open that up, it is lockable, so you can totally lock people out of it. But in here we actually have the floor mats right now, but you've got this nice deep well that is sealed up from the outside elements. It's waterproof, and there's a drain plug at the bottom, so you could put your regular stuff in there as if it was a trunk in a car, or what I would like to do is fill it up with ice, put all of your stuff in if you're tailgating or going camping. I think that would be fantastic. You wouldn't have to bring a cooler, you could literally just fill it up all in here. And there you go. I mean, that would be absolutely fantastic. And another one of the things that kind of goes hand in hand with tailgating, camping, whatever, hopefully you can hear it. I'm going to get in the bed, so hopefully you can hear it a little better. This is the in-truck bed audio. Now that's something that no one else has. Honda has come up with this brilliant idea. They put these special actuators all throughout the bed that literally turn this entire bed into one giant speaker. So I'm going to get in, hopefully. I don't want it blasting because I wanted you to be able to hear me, but hopefully you can hear that there are all around on the sides, there's special actuators that are creating audio. So it's just a giant speaker. It turns off the audio in the truck and plays it out here instead, so you can fill the expanse that you have with audio, which is super cool. We've got the storage right there, which if you open this up, gives you your power outlet, so you can use that power outlet while the truck is running. There we go. Really, I mean, it's awesome. You'll notice too that the bed is flat. The wheel wells really don't intrude, and that was specifically designed so that you can fit an entire sheet of plywood without having to do anything. It just slides right in. This bed has a 1,499 pound payload capacity, which is also a lot more than some of the competitors. So many great things about that. That in-bed audio is just absolutely phenomenal. Driving the Ridgeline is much like driving any other Honda vehicle, honestly. It's sharing the same engine and transmission and drivetrain and most of the unseen body with the Pilot. So it drives like a Pilot, honestly, and that's not a bad thing, because the Pilot, like I mentioned earlier, is a very comfortable vehicle. It's the design of the Pilot itself is for family hauling, so comfort is of utmost priority, and that really comes true in the Ridgeline here. However, this has a different suspension setup. Even though it's the same as the Pilot, at least 50% of the parts that it shares suspensionally have been upgraded significantly to handle truck duty. Honda realizes that, yes, you're going to still kind of beat this around a bit. So because of that, you have, I don't want to say a firmer ride, but you feel more of the road irregularities, which is good because it's not meant to be a Cadillac. You're not trying to float down the road. But that, I appreciate that. They've made everything more robust, so that's really good. But as we're driving, I mean, it's really great. It's not a vehicle that you have to think about driving, which is, I mean, that's the whole point. With the all-wheel drive like we have today, you can tow up to 5,000 pounds. So I think that's right on par with the Pilot, actually. And then if you get the front-wheel drive, the two-wheel drive version, it dips down to 3,500 pounds. So just keep that in mind if you're planning on towing with this truck. Just keep those tow ratings in mind. Let's see. I always seem to get caught at this stoplight. We have, being that this is top of the line, the whole Honda sensing package. So on the highway, I can show you a little bit more of how that all works, because it has the lane departure warning and the road mitigation system, the automatic braking, the automatic cruise control, what have you. It has all of that. Here downtown, I'm not going to be able to show you anything, or at least I hope not. Who knows, if a passenger just walks out in front of me, I have to slam on the brakes or whatever, but it does have all of that. So it has the automatic emergency braking and whatnot. It has the whole camera and laser sensor system right above where this camera is, so you can't see it, but it's all there. I also have the blind spot monitoring in the mirrors. Keep in mind that if you get one of these Ridgelines, or a Pilot too, that has the blind spot monitoring system, it does delete the Honda Lane Watch, which is that camera that is on most of Honda's right mirrors, so that when you turn your direction on, it shows you the right side. If you have blind spot monitoring, it deletes that. Now, I don't care. It doesn't bother me at all. I think, in fact, it makes more sense, because you don't need the mirrors to be lighting up to telling you that you have someone in your blind spot, as well as a camera turning on. It makes sense to me, but just wanted to point that out. Nice and quiet downtown today. Kids are back from school. That's what it is. I'm not mad about that, though. Yeah, no, it's great. It's easy to drive. These are comfortable seats. Actually, I like them a lot. Whoa, people almost just got sideswiped because someone was backing out of space and didn't look behind them. Look around you when you drive. It's the last thing that we need to have happen. Yeah, no, it's comfortable. The armrest adjust, I like that. The center console, there we go. The cubby in it is huge. You can put a lot of stuff inside. If you're a girl, you're driving this, you have a bag or something, you can easily shove your whole bag down inside that, which is pretty great, and you know, have peering eyes looking in on it. It has a very nice stereo here in the top of the line that we have. It's, I think, 540 watts, so there's speakers everywhere. It sounds very nice. And of course, then you have the truck bed audio too. The Honda system that we have today does include the navigation. It's not my favorite system in the world, if I'm being honest, but it works really well. It shows you local points of interest as you're going along, and it does show you where you are. I don't know, I'm not a super huge fan of it myself. The phone, though, I have my phone hooked into the stereo via a USB, and it has the Apple CarPlay. So I could use my navigation through that. I can do everything that Apple CarPlay does. So if I go, I can do calls, music, text messaging through my voice, not actually holding my phone, don't worry, and the navigation and podcasts, what have you. So that's all awesome. And what I appreciated too, when I plugged in my phone and enabled Apple CarPlay, it actually popped up a screen that said, do you want to enable the 911 assist? So Honda has set it up that way. If the airbags go off, I get in an accident, the car will actually, through my phone, dial 911 so that emergency services can be alerted to the fact that I just got in an accident, which is really good. I thought that was a very smart thing to do. Definitely safe. We're about to get on the highway here, and hopefully we'll have enough traffic that you can see some of the features. I'll turn on the cruise control while we're waiting. And see what we get here. So it has the automatic cruise control, which I've used in other Honda products, and it works very well. So I'll set it to the desired speed that I have, as well as the distance that I'm willing to have in between me and the person in front of me. And it will keep that speed if someone comes and, I was gonna say, it looks like this is falling. Let's fix this. If someone comes and slams on the brakes in front of me, the car will brake, which is awesome. Let's see. Go, man, busy. It's a good quiet ride too. So many trucks are built on the ladder frames, so it's a real true body on frame vehicle. This is unibody, so you get the benefits of a car-like ride, and that proves true here on the highway. So it's a very quiet ride even with the moonroof. Just shut that. Actually didn't really make much of a difference, which is pretty awesome. That must be a laminated moonroof, which is great to help keep sound out. But let's see, let's set the cruise control. So there we go, we're set. I've got a certain amount of speed. Oh, I did that. Set. Yeah, there we go. Alright, I had too much distance in between set. I didn't like how close I was to the truck in front of us. So I'm not doing anything now. It's watching my lanes right now, so if I were to, let's see, if I were to kind of go too close, it starts beeping, or flashing rather, in the dash. It shakes my steering wheel at first to kind of let me know that, hey, I'm there, and it shows me which side I'm going off. And it also actually steers the car back into the center of the lane, which is really great. And it does the same but more drastically if it feels that I'm going off of the road, so it has road departure mitigation. So if I were to go really off the road, it would do its best between the stability control, the traction control, and the lane keep assist to get me back on the road so I don't really go off and get into an accident, which is super cool. No one's going to cut in front of me because there's no one around me, so that's good. I'm not having to use the automatic braking, so I'm going to cancel the cruise control now. But it does work exactly as it's intended to. It's a really great system. Definitely something at least worth trying out, even if you don't really want that in your car. Try it out just for the heck of it to see what it's like, because a lot of cars are making that available now, and who knows what will happen in the future. But that is what we have for all of our safety sense package and how it drives around town. I wanted to point out just a few of the things on the black edition here before we go. So we do have the black painted rims here. Everything is blacked out along the sides. The chrome is a black chrome, so it's slightly different than the rest of the Ridgelines, which have the bright chrome. The headlights are a little bit darker, and we do have the different grille with the black edition badging right there. Same for the back. You get the same chrome inserts and whatnot to make it all match and look nice. So that is it, guys. This is the 2016 Honda Ridgeline. We finally got it in for you. I'm glad. It's 2017 actually, sorry, not 2016, but glad that we were able to show it to you. I hope that you enjoyed it and that you liked the truck. If there's anything you'd like to know, please feel free to comment in the bottom. Let me know what you think of the truck. Of course, share it, like it, do whatever you want, and I'll see you next week on Grappone Drive. Thanks so much for watching.